Welcome to the AACFB's 2026 Meet the Funder webinar series. My name is Monica Harper. I'm the Executive Director of the AACFB, and I will be your host. Our presenter today is Nicole Miller, and maybe Rebecca Masserini Cooper from NewLane Finance. NewLane Finance is both a funding source member and a gold sponsor of the AACFB, and I'd like to thank them for their support of the association. Before I turn it over to Nicole, I'd like to go over a few items to make this webinar more enjoyable and informative for everyone. During the presentation, you should see a Q&A box that allows you to ask questions. If you have any questions during the presentation, please submit your questions in the box, and they should be answered by the end of the webinar. The entire webinar should take no more than 30 to 45 minutes. And for those of you who would like to review this at a later date, it will be posted on the 2026 Meet the Funder page of the website, and it will be emailed out to the AACFB membership. At this time, I will turn it over to Nicole. It is all yours.
Great. Hi, I'm Nicole Miller. I'm one of the Senior Business Development Managers here at NewLane. With me is Rebecca Masserini Cooper, our Director of Broker Credit, and she's on for moral support, along with if there's any credit questions that I don't have the answers to. NewLane Finance is headquartered in Philadelphia and is backed by Wisvis Bank, one of the nation's oldest and most respected financial institutions. This strong foundation provides stability, reliable access to capital, and the ability to support long-term relationships with our broker partners nationwide. Since 2020, NewLane has been consistently recognized on the Monitor's Top 100 list, reflecting our continued growth and commitment to the equipment finance industry. Our focus is simple: delivering dependable financing solutions while helping brokers and businesses succeed. NewLane was founded with a mission to make business financing easier and more efficient for customers and partners. Our approach centers on a streamlined process, responsive service, transparent communication, and financing solutions tailored to the unique needs of each business and our broker partners. We believe financing should be straightforward, flexible, and easy to navigate. Wisvis does currently have 21 billion under management. So from a cash flow perspective, we're looking to continue to grow and develop, and NewLane is becoming a larger sector of that for 2026 through 2029. Our culture is built on integrity, teamwork, passion, and a commitment to excellence. Those aren't just words, they're something we live by at NewLane. We value long-term relationships and work closely with broker partners who share our focus on delivering exceptional customer experiences, whether supporting a first transaction or an ongoing relationship. Our goal is to be a responsive and reliable partner that brokers can trust. One of NewLane's key strengths is providing a simple and efficient funding experience. We offer flexible financing programs designed to accommodate a wide range of customer profiles and business needs. By combining technology, experienced underwriting, and responsive service, we strive to deliver timely decisions and smooth funding processes. With that, there are customized programs if you have specific vendor needs and things like that. Once you're onboarded with us, we can go through those with you. NewLane offers a variety of finance structures designed to help businesses acquire essential equipment while preserving working capital. Our programs include 100% financing, pre-funding for our approved dealers, and no money down options. We work collaboratively with brokers who have dealers and manufacturer programs to develop solutions that support growth and help close more transactions. Our goal is to provide flexibility whenever possible, while maintaining straightforward product offerings. As a subsidiary of Wisvis Bank, NewLane has the ability to support transactions nationwide in all 50 states. We can write both EFAs and leases and have options for both brokering and discounting, along with the ability for portfolio acquisitions. Our app-only range starts at $100,000 for our standard programs and goes as high as $250,000 for our medical programs in preferred specialties. For transactions above our app-only limits, we can consider up to $500,000 with a full financial package. Our standard term ranges are from 2 to 6 years. And for our non-medical specialties, our typical deal sizes are between 10 and 75,000. We would consider that our sweet spot. NewLane supports a broad range of industries and equipment types, making us a versatile financing partner. Anything from automotive lifts to a Zamboni can be considered by NewLane. Some of our most common equipment types from our brokers include medical, construction, titled vehicle, C&I, and technology. While we're generalists and we want to do as much as we can, certain things are restricted for us. Think things that float, fly, go underground, along with industries that are probably federally regulated, your cannabis, casinos, things along those lines. We offer financing solutions designed to support businesses at various stages of growth, from newer businesses making their first equipment purchase to well-established organizations seeking larger financing solutions. We can look at transactions from $5,000 to $500,000. NewLane's credit programs start with our new business program at 1 year time in business, where we can offer up to $25,000, along with our standard program offering up to $50,000 at 3 years time in business and up to $100,000 at 5 years time in business. Our medical program, on the other hand, for our MDs and DOs, they can get up to $100,000 on day one of starting their practice, and up to $250,000 if they're well established with commercial credit and preferred medical industries. There's also a program for titled vehicle and trucking. For both local and long-haul trucking companies, we're looking for 8 trucks in fleet and the PG to have a 680 credit score. Typically, that's going to be at 5 years time or business or more. For well-established larger businesses, we do have a corp-only product for companies with strong business credit and stellar pay histories. NewLane is focused on building long-term partnerships with experienced equipment finance professionals who value integrity, responsiveness, and collaboration. We seek relationships built on mutual trust, open communication, and a shared commitment to helping businesses grow. Our goal is to be more than a funding source. We strive to be a trusted partner that helps brokers create positive outcomes for their customers. For brokers looking to onboard with us, we do ask that you have 2 years time in business focused in the equipment finance industry already. That way we can make sure we're providing that standardized experience to all customers, rather through a broker or through NewLane. The NewLane team for the brokers does consist of Rebecca Masserini Cooper, who's on with us and is the Director of Credit, myself, Robert Black, and John Igo. If you've spoken with or have a relationship with any of us, our contact information is here and you can reach out to one of us directly. If you have not spoken with any of us, you can email broker@NewLane Finance and one of us will get right back to you. You can also go to our website, newlanefinance.com, and if you select the broker page, you can put an inquiry there as well. And we can get back to you from there. And Monica, that's what we've got.
Perfect. So at this time, I want to just remind everybody to put your questions in the Q&A box and we will get them answered for you. We do have a question. How do you treat franchise business? How many locations does a franchise system need to have?
So we underwrite our franchise business similar to how we would write anything else. We don't have a specific franchise program, meaning that it's going to be based off of the time in business, how much exposure we can give them. We don't have a minimum requirement. We can consider based on, let's say they have one type of franchise and are looking to get into another one. Sometimes we can cross corp from that original franchise if you're trying to mitigate things like time in business or lack of commercial credit on a new location.
Okay, great. Nuala is wanting to know if she can get a copy of the slides.
Who was that?
Nuala, she wanted to know if she could get a copy of the slides, I guess, to reference back to.
I think you said that the video is getting sent out, correct, Monica?
It is, yes.
So you should be able to replay it from there.
Yeah. Yep, it is. And it will be on our YouTube channel, and it's also going to be on our Meet the Funder page of the website. Do you have any existing commercial credit to get approved?
It's going to depend on the dollar amount. For our smaller tickets, sometimes we can use consumer credit, bank statements, things like that. When you get to larger ticket, we do need between 25 and 75% comp credit, typically on D&B or PayNet.
Is 660 the lowest credit score allowed?
It is. We use Vantage Score instead of FICO, though. So we always say if it's in the gray, send it over. Because we don't auto score anything, and an analyst looks at it, sometimes a 660 for one customer and another are completely different. So if there's ways to mitigate it, our credit analysts are going to try and find a way to do that. So don't assume a 645 or 650 is out of the question if something's a good fit. Rebecca, did you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, and another thing to add to that is that we're doing a soft pool, just so everyone knows. So we're pulling Experian, but we're doing a soft pool, so no hard inquiry on the PG.
Right. What are your soft cost allowances?
Yeah, so soft cost is typically 30% of the total amount financed that we'll consider.
Do you require 6 to 8 months bank statements, balance sheets, and P&Ls?
I'm assuming that would be the question on a full financial package. For full financials, we're looking for 2 years of tax returns, current year P&L and balance sheet, and a current debt schedule, along with 3 months of bank statements. And that would be on the business, not on the PG.
Will you consider larger soft costs if they're willing to give a blanket?
So typically a blanket lien wouldn't be a way for us to mitigate the soft cost portion. It may be something where we can do more money down on a deposit so that we get within thresholds. But we're really looking at that 30% soft cost. If there's a specialty program with an individual vendor or something different that we need to understand, it would be something you would talk with your rep about to see if we can get an exception made or some different understanding of the product.
Will you do acquisitions?
Typically, we won't do an acquisition. We do private party financing though. So if it was acquiring of equipment and not the purchase of the business itself, but maybe the assets within it, if those assets don't have liens on them currently, it is something we can look at doing.
Okay. What do you need for app-only transactions to start the credit review process?
Yep. So for app only, we're typically looking for the application with the PG information, along with the address, phone number. Ideally, you've pulled the SOS. And then along with that, depending on the industry, sometimes we ask for 3 months banks. If the comp credit's there, we may not need those. And then a quote or information on the equipment, dollar amount, and vendor.
Perfect. I'm going to give it another minute or two, see if there's any other questions out there. But great feedback so far. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Is there a lender you might be similar to or currently in the past?
I think a lot of us overlap on the A to B credit tiers. I wouldn't say there's one specific one that I would identify us as exactly the same as. A lot of them, I think, Monica, you're doing other presentations with. Mm-hmm. So there's everything from a Navitas to a North Mill to an Apex. I mean, it's going to depend on the industry of focus and what you're trying to accomplish as a broker, of who we'd be similar to or what you're needing out of us.
Any issues with approving vendors? I guess a follow-up to that is, what do you need to get a vendor approved?
Yeah, so normally we can use the quote to get the information we need, the legal name, address, phone number. From there, our credit team will review the vendor. They're looking to make sure there's nothing derogatory, the vendor's established, has typically a location and inventory on hand. So the only time it's really difficult getting a vendor approved is either they've had some hair on them in the past or they're really new. And so there's not a lot of history out there yet. On those, it would be a case by case basis to see if we could do those. I would say 95 to 98% of vendors slide through really easy.
Okay. Can you give us an idea of your current buy rate structure for brokers?
Yeah, so our buy rate is going to depend on the ticket size and specialty. Typically, you're going to be anywhere from 8.5 for things like medical to 14 for your trucking deals. And then your standard programs are going to be in the middle, typically between 8 and 9. So 8.5 and 9.5.
What is the minimum pay net and do you offer discounting?
We do offer discounting. Minimum pay net, once again, will depend on the dollar amount, but typically starts at a 660.
Just looking, see if every time I say there's no more questions, they sneak one in on me. So I'm trying to give it just a second to see if anything else comes in. All right. Well, obviously, if anybody comes up with anything after the fact, they can reach out to you guys in person or at this broker@newlanefinance.com email address, and someone will respond to them. All right. So with that, we will go ahead and wrap up. I want to say a big thank you to all the participants, especially our valued funding source member and gold sponsor, NewLane Finance. Thanks for a great job. We invite everyone to meet up with NewLane Finance in person at our 2026 AACFB Commercial Financing Expo coming up in October in Irvine, California. Thanks again for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks, Monica.